All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Dave Solo from the Pop 10, and I'm back with you for the top 10 pops for January 2018, brought to you by our good friends over at Plastic Empire. Now, why do you want to get your pops at Plastic Empire? Because their items are shipped for collectors, by collectors, with the appropriate materials, and their ship-safe, no-hassle guarantee will back you up in case anything gets damaged in shipment.
Number 10.
Coming in at number 10, it's Jaws from James Bond 007's The Spy Who Loved Me. I always want to say The Spy Who Shagged Me, but that's Austin Powers. But this is Jaws from 007. People have wanted it. James Bond pops and villains, of course, for a very long time now. I'm not a huge James Bond guy, but I can appreciate good pops and good sculpts. Jaws, for all intents and purposes, looks like a dude wearing suspenders with a grill. So I bet a lot of custom makers are going to do a lot with this pop. But anyway, it's a really cool pop, and it's a pretty run-of-the-mill guy besides the grill. But it's pretty cool. The Golden Girl looks pretty rad. That's one I want to get my hands on. And the only place to do that is Plastic Empire.
Number 9.
Coming in at number 9, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, all-around rock and roll legend, Elton John. I'm so pumped that Elton John is finally immortalized in pop form. You can choose between his America suit here and his famous hat and cane, both with spectacular glasses. I love Elton John, man. Tiny Dancer, Rocket Man. He is a legend. Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, like I said. Love to see these rock guys in pop form. Elton John came out. Kurt Cobain just came out. We've had the Jimi Hendrix pops on this countdown before. I want to see more and more of these. I mean, the list goes on and on. Guns N' Roses, the Ramones. They're out there. And that's the beautiful thing about Funko Pops is they transcend every genre. Movies, music, TV, cartoons, all kinds of stuff. So pumped that Elton John is a pop. I absolutely love this, and I had to get my hands on it ASAP.
Number 8.
Coming in at number 8, from Bendy and the Ink Machine, it's Boris the Wolf. Bendy and the Ink Machine, a really cool computer game. My son absolutely loves it. Boris the Wolf, from what I hear, is a good guy. He's not a bad guy. This is a Hot Topic pre-sale exclusive. Pre-release rather, they put the stickers on there, and super popular. There's 3 in the series. There's Boris, there's Bendy, there's Alice. I love the sculpt on this guy. Really, it reminds me old school Disney stuff, and I think that's the point. But he's a really friendly looking wolf. He's got his little OVs on there, and I really like this pop. Black and white, which is pretty cool too. So I know that there's another series already on the way, and I'd like to see more variants, more chases. But I think the next series looks pretty cool too. But for this month, Boris the Wolf from Bendy and the Ink Machine.
Number 7.
Coming in at number 7 is taking me back to my childhood, and the first video game console I ever purchased for myself was a Sega Genesis, and it came with Sonic the Hedgehog. I love Sonic the Hedgehog. This series is pretty rad. Dr. Eggman, Super Sonic is a GameStop exclusive. He's yellow, but Sonic is here in his classic form. He's got a ring behind his back. No frills here with this Sonic. This is Sonic the Hedgehog. And now with the re-release of all these retro consoles, the new generations are discovering Sonic. There's cartoons, and Sonic is just rad. He's not exactly Mario as far as when I grew up. Like, that was the staple video game wise, but Sonic is still super awesome. And you can be Super Sonic racing with this pop, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Number 6.
Coming in at number 6, I don't think it would be a countdown unless we had a 2-pack. And we're going to Nickelodeon for the Angry Beavers 2-pack. That's right, Norbert and Daggett. Both sold separately as well. This happens to be the Flocked 2-pack, exclusive to FYE. And Plastic Empire carries exclusives as well. And that's where I got my 2-pack. This cartoon was not really when I was a kid. It was that slew of Nicktoons when I was a little bit older, adolescent, teenage years. But it was pretty funny, and it was rad. I love 2-packs. I love Nicktoons. The Angry Beavers 2-pack coming in at number 6 this month.
Number 5.
All right, we're at the halfway mark, and coming in at number 5, we're going down to Fraggle Rock.
Down at Fraggle Rock.
That's right. Wembley Cotter pin, the famous Fraggle, the famous Doozer. Wimbley was the guy. He has the Hawaiian shirt. He loved to have a good time. He was kind of like the Michelangelo of the Fraggles. But I love Fraggle Rock, which now can be seen on HBO. But this series is awesome. You got Gobo, you got Red, you got Boober, you got Moki. All come with Doozers in their own right, which is pretty rad. And also Uncle Traveling Matt's out there as well, who was my favorite, because I could relate to Uncle Traveling Matt. But there's also a Sprocket pop out there too, which is totes adorbs, as the kids would say. But this guy right here is super awesome. I love the Fraggles. It seems like everything's coming to pop form, and I am A-okay with that. Next I want the Banana Splits, but for now, I'll settle with a Fraggle.
Number 4.
Coming in at number 4, this is really going back to my childhood. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, Moss Man. This is a Toys R Us exclusive, Moss Man. I had to get this guy because this was my favorite He-Man figure as a kid. It wasn't He-Man, wasn't Man-at-Arms, wasn't Stratos, it was Moss Man. And one thing I loved about my original Moss Man figure is that he smelled like moss. Not that I went out as a kid and smelled moss and had a good point of reference, but I love that he had that smell. This guy doesn't have the smell. Although I wish he did, but he's flocked. And I love flocked pops. One thing I don't love is that in some places they cost more now, but I loved flocked pops. I love them. And this one was a good find. I absolutely love Masters of the Universe. It's making a comeback, which is pretty cool. The Netflix series about the toys, if you watch that, it'll give you that warm, fuzzy feeling if you're my age and you want to go out and get these pops. But the whole line is awesome. Beastman, I have the flocked Beastman from the convention exclusive. And of course, who could forget Skeletor? Absolutely love Skeletor. But this month, it had to be my favorite from back in the day, Moss Man.
Number 3.
All right, it's time for the top 3, and coming in at number 3 is the one and only RuPaul.
Time has come to lip sync for your life.
I first saw RuPaul in 1993 with the hit song and video Supermodel, and RuPaul has not stopped working since. A mogul in his own right, and my daughter absolutely loves RuPaul and Drag Race. The other drag pops came out, Hot Topic exclusives, and these pops are super fun. They're super cool. The sculpts are amazing. The hair alone is worth it. And from what I'm told, this is actually a replica of the trophy that the folks get on Drag Race. So I absolutely love this pop. It's got so much personality, so much style, the little suit and the flags, the artwork on the box itself is phenomenal. So really you have to get your hands on the drag series of pops. Of course, there's Trixie, there's Alaska, and the one and only RuPaul.
Number 2.
Coming in at number 2, it's Raja from Aladdin. Now this was a tough call. This new Aladdin series is absolutely phenomenal. Between this guy, Abu, the flocked Abu, Aladdin himself, Jasmine. There's a Barnes & Noble exclusive Jasmine with a little glittery dress. Jafar as Genie, he's red. And then the Jafar as Genie Chase, which glows, the smoke from the lamp glows. I pretty much have the whole collection right now. But it was a tough decision to put this one in the countdown, but this is awesome. This is a pop that Disney fans have been asking for, have really, really wanted. And again, there is a flocked version, which is super cool, but he's just so cute. And it's such a cool sculpt, and he looks super pumped. And I would, I'll take as many variants as the animals from Aladdin that you want to give me, but I absolutely love this one. It has to be number 2 for January 2018. Now, this is usually the time where I hit the drum roll and we go to number 1, but I want to try something new. I want to show you something that I like to call from the collection, and this is from my own personal collection that didn't come out in time to make a countdown, but it's definitely something I got at Plastic Empire, and this month I'm going to talk about Figment. Now, I absolutely love Figment. Epcot is the best Disney park, in my opinion. This was for Epcot's 35th anniversary. They released this limited run. It has the Disney Parks exclusive sticker on it. I definitely am a huge fan of Journey into Imagination. Figment is just so cute. He's an icon, and if you're a Disney fan, you know exactly who Figment is. And if you're a Funko Pop fan, who's also a Disney fan, you need this pop in your life. That's right, it's Figment.
Number 1.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the number 1 pop for January 2018. Drum roll, please. Experiment 626, otherwise known as Stitch. This is a box lunch exclusive, and I'm not usually one for the huge pops, the real big ones. I have the 10-inch Hulk, and that's pretty much where I draw the line, but I had to have this. Again, I love Disney. You already saw Raja on the countdown. There's been Disney Pops in every single countdown pretty much, but this one, so unique. A lot like the domed R2-D2 and BB-8. It has a unique design, but this one, I mean, Stitchy's upside down. He's clinging to the glass. He's being awfully fresh like Stitch does. But that movie is absolutely phenomenal. It's one of my favorites. And Stitch is just an amazing character. And to have this one and like the little rocket deal with the base and the dome and him upside down, it's just so unique that I had to get my hands on it. And this is number 1. We're talking Experiment 626. It's Stitch. Well, that's going to wrap up this month's countdown of the top 10 pops for January 2018. And remember, to get these and any other pop your heart desires, visit our friends over at Plastic Empire and check out their new website. And they also have now a retail location in Marietta, Georgia. Again, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and check out our interview with Arrow himself, Stephen Amell. I'm Dave Solo. We'll see you next time right here on the Pop 10.